Hello, thank you for your support, and you are welcome to subscribe to our channel. My job is to read this book to my audiences. That is all I am here to do. This channel has full authorization of reading this entire book. Today, I will be reading the book titled Detox Your Digital Life, A Practical Guide to Ending Social Media Addiction. Written by Detox. Chapter 1, The Social Media Monster, How to Recognize and Tame It. Welcome, dear reader, to the twisted world of social media addiction. Like many of us, you've probably found yourself mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, only to emerge hours later feeling like a hollow shell of your former self. But fear not. With a little bit of humor, and a whole lot of determination, you can recognize and tame the social media monster that's been holding you captive. First things first, let's take a closer look at this insidious creature. The social media monster is a shape-shifting beast that takes on many forms, from the "just 5 more minutes" procrastinator to the "I can't believe she didn't like my post" validation seeker. It preys on our fears, insecurities, and boredom, offering up a never-ending stream of content that promises to fill the void in our lives. But don't be fooled by its charm. The social media monster is a trickster, always one step ahead of us, tempting us with the latest viral meme or celebrity scandal. It feeds on our addiction to likes, comments, and followers, offering us a fleeting sense of validation that leaves us craving more. So, how can we recognize the social media monster when it rears its ugly head? The first step is to become aware of our own behavior. Do you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through your news feed, even when you have other things to do? Are you constantly checking your phone for notifications, even in the middle of conversations or meetings? If so, you may be dealing with a social media addiction. But fear not. You can tame the social media monster with a few simple tricks. First, set boundaries for yourself. Designate specific times of day for checking social media, and stick to them. Consider deleting certain apps from your phone to make it less tempting to check them constantly. Next, fill your life with other activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Take up a new hobby, spend time with friends and family, or even just go for a walk in nature. The more you engage in other activities, the less time you'll have to devote to social media. And finally, don't be afraid to seek help if you need it. There are many resources available for those struggling with social media addiction, from support groups to therapy. Remember, you are not alone in this battle. In conclusion, the social media monster may be a formidable foe, but with a little bit of humor and determination, you can recognize and tame it. Set boundaries, engage in other activities, and seek help if needed. And remember, the real world is waiting for you beyond the screen. Title 1, Insight. Why is social media so toxic? The rise of social media has been one of the most significant developments of the 21st century, transforming the way we interact with one another, consume information, and share our lives. However, while social media can be a powerful tool for connecting people and sharing ideas, there are many reasons why it can also be toxic and damaging to our mental and emotional well-being. In this article, we'll explore some of the ways in which social media can be toxic and why we should be mindful of our usage. Comparison culture. One of the most toxic aspects of social media is the comparison culture that it fosters. When we scroll through our feeds, we're bombarded with images of other people's highlight reels, creating an unrealistic and often idealized version of their lives. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy, envy, and low self-esteem as we compare our own lives to those of others. Additionally, social media encourages us to constantly curate and present the best version of ourselves, leading to a culture of performative authenticity where people often present a highly filtered and carefully crafted version of their lives. This can create a sense of pressure to always be on, and to present a picture-perfect image to the world, even if it's not an accurate reflection of our true selves. Mental health. Research has shown that social media use is strongly correlated with poor mental health outcomes, including increased rates of anxiety, depression, and feelings of loneliness and isolation. There are several reasons why social media can be damaging to our mental health, including the comparison culture mentioned above, as well as the constant bombardment of news and information that can be overwhelming and anxiety-provoking. Additionally, social media can be highly addictive, with many people feeling a compulsion to constantly check their feeds for updates and notifications. This constant need for validation and engagement can lead to a sense of dependency and addiction, with people feeling anxious and irritable when they're unable to access their social media accounts. Cyberbullying. Social media has also given rise to a new form of bullying and harassment known as cyberbullying. With the anonymity and distance afforded by social media platforms, it's easier than ever for people to engage in hurtful and harmful behaviors towards others online. This can take the form of direct attacks, such as trolling or sending abusive messages, or more subtle forms of bullying, such as exclusion or spreading rumors. The impact of cyberbullying can be devastating, leading to feelings of fear, shame, and low self-esteem, as well as an increased risk of mental health problems such as depression and anxiety. Privacy concerns. Finally, social media raises significant privacy concerns that can be toxic to our sense of security and well-being. With the amount of personal information that we share online, there is a risk of that information being misused or exploited by third parties, whether it's for targeted advertising, identity theft, or other malicious purposes. Moreover, the constant tracking and monitoring of our online activity can erode our sense of privacy and autonomy, creating a sense of unease and mistrust that can be harmful to our mental and emotional well-being. In conclusion, while social media can be a powerful tool for connecting with others and sharing our lives, it's important to be mindful of its toxic and damaging aspects. By being aware of the comparison culture it fosters, the impact it can have on our mental health, the risk of cyberbullying, and the privacy concerns it raises, we can take steps to protect ourselves and use social media in a healthy and constructive way. Thank you for listening. Chapter 1 of the book, Detox Your Digital Life, a practical guide to ending social media addiction. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next chapter.